Today, I want to talk about three types of questions that you can ask a stubborn child to reduce the conflict, to reduce the talk to the hand, the refusal to listen, to forget to do chores, etc. And at first, you might be thinking, Kelly, really, how can this be of help? But I want you to bear with me here because the thing I do with my clients day in, day out is to help them better customize their understanding of their stubborn child. Because here's the thing, you might have had a child, a first child, say, and things work great with them. But suddenly a second child comes along and common sense doesn't seem to work for them. And often what happens is we as parents don't realize and don't remember that our kids have different intrinsic needs. They come out of the womb just a bit differently. Have you noticed? Or a lot differently. And if you have a bona fide strong-willed child, there are well, first of all, parenting is infinitely harder. Let's just start with that. But the good news is that it gives us a tremendous opportunity to become not only a better parent, but a better human being. So let's jump right in. By the way, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really, really helps me out. So there are three types of questions that I recommend you start sprinkling into your conversation, whether it is when you're driving them to an extracurricular activity or when you're walking with them to the park, say. And the first question is really around what's in it for them? Why is it important to them? So that could be is something that they're playing a game and you're like, "Hey, what do you like about that? Tell me more about that." Any questions along that shows that you are taking interest in what matters to them. Because here's the thing. When we get into parenting, we can start putting our critical hat on. And the reason we do this is because, well, think about it. Why do you do it? Why are we pointing out what they're doing wrong? Because we want them to do better. We want them to succeed in life. We don't want them to get hurt. So we're pointing out all the things. But what we're not doing is sometimes allowing them to experience mini baby failures because we jump in and telling them what's wrong or what could happen. But most strong-willed kids are experiential learners. They learn from their own experience. And if we keep telling them what's going to happen or what's going to do, oftentimes they just stop listening to us, right? And that is something we don't want to do. So the more that we can get into their world and really dive deep into what's important to them, the more they tend to do the same for us. And isn't that what we want, right? Okay, so now the second question, I just closed my journal here where I wrote it down. The second question is this, is I really want you to look at how you love, but not how you love them. I know you love them. How do they feel love from you? So a question of like, hey, how do you know I love you? When do you feel that I love you? This gives us really important information because if they say, "Oh, mommy, daddy, I know it because you give me a big hug at the end of the day." Okay, it's like, then give them more hugs. That is a clue. It's also a fabulous hack because here's the thing, if you are disciplining without connection, without having some fun, that's when tension and constant power struggles can ensue. And that is the last thing I want for you and the last thing I want for them. One of the things I hear from my clients, I just heard it from a dad the other day. He said, Kelly, you helped me realize that I was getting into lecture mode. And what I'm sharing here with you is one of my it's a small version of it, but a hack to not just get into lecture mode, but get into curiosity mode. Get into how could we do this better? How could we connect more at a deeper level so there is mutual respect? Because isn't that what we want? The third thing I want to invite you to consider is if you're trying to figure out, let's say, a discipline practice, let's say they forgot to do chores, or say, hey, if you were the parent, what would you do in this situation? Now, it is not that you're going to do exactly what they do or suggest, but it is that you're open to dialogue and, again, asking questions. The power of it is that you're helping kids to start. um, using more of their critical brain, more of their, yeah, what is going on here? And the more they are using their critical brain, the more they'll be open to discussion rather than their just reactive part of their brain saying, no, just ignore you. So, really, what I'm trying to do here is to support more dialogue, to support more connection. If you like what you have heard here so far and you want more, please make sure you have joined me over at the Stubborn Child Solutions Facebook group. It is free. I also do some 5 day, I just did a Be a Better Dad 5 day challenge. I will offer it again. Um, my whole goal is to help professional moms and dads who are good parents to become great parents so they can actually inspire their children, especially stubborn ones, to listen to them, but without having to remind, nag, and discipline so much in a way where maybe there's more yelling and more power struggles that you would like. If that sounds of interest to you, I would love to support you. And if you have any questions, come on over and ask me. Many times I use questions from things like this to give me inspiration for the next video. Thank you so much. It was awesome to be here with you. And if you haven't heard lately, thank you for all you do day in, day out for your children. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and you are doing it. Take care. Bye bye now.